go ahead and get started. So have a seat and let's get all tuned in. We're going to be doing this is a general class anyway, but today will be gentler. We're going to be focusing on neck and shoulders today, a little bit of thoracic spine, but really kind of this upper part of the body. It's been a while since we've done that, and today's a good day for it. So let's just find our nice straight spine. Shoulders are relaxed for sure. Relax your jaw. Take a deep breath in. And a big exhale. Just take a moment and feel your way up from the ground. So feel your sit bones, feel your legs, feel your feet. Feel your spine lengthening up from there. And then take a moment and really make sure that the shoulders feel relaxed and that you're very aware of anything you might feel in the shoulders, including the space between the shoulders and the neck, the trapezius muscles. Check in with your neck as well. And then just start to breathe a little deeper and slower. Take a moment to acknowledge all the parts of your body that feel fantastic right now. And then check in with your thoughts, your emotions, and your energy. And then let's go ahead and bring our palms together in front of the heart and take a moment to set our personal intentions for practice. So being very clear about what you need from your practice can help you attain it. Once you are clear, take a deep breath in. Big exhale through the mouth. We're going to stay in our seated position and just kind of start with that little bit of thumb juju. It's been a while since we've done that, so it's a really nice way to start off by loosening the neck and shoulders. So we'll, of course, take a moment to have like a baseline measurement of where we're at. I will not be mirroring you this afternoon, so if I go right, you go your way right. So the first thing we're going to do is turn our head to the right. That's that way for you guys. I'm going to turn my head to my right and just kind of make a mental note of how far my head is turned. So I'm looking at what I can see in the farthest right of my field of vision. And then I'm going to come back around, grab my thumb with my left hand, my right thumb, make some nice slow circles, and then go the other way. And then just gently massage this muscle at the base of the right thumb. I kind of like to squeeze mine like I'm squeezing half of a lemon. Just kind of squeeze that muscle, give it some love. And then a gentle tug or pull on the right thumb. So you're not trying to yank on it really hard. Remember, ahimsa, non-violence, just a little soft tissue separation. And then one more time, circles with the right thumb. Change directions. And then go ahead and massage that muscle at the base of the thumb, that nice, thick, strong muscle. Gently pull on the thumb. Shake your right hand out. Relax. Straighten your spine. Turn your head as far to the right as you can. Hopefully you've gained at least a few inches of range of motion. And then come back to the center. Nice straight spine. Turn your head to the left. And we'll do the same thing. So just make a mental visual note of how far your head is turned and come back around. Grab your left thumb with your right hand. Make those circles. So just making circles with your left thumb, and then you're going the opposite direction. And then we're squeezing the muscle at the base of the thumb, massaging it a little bit. And then gently tug your left thumb, just enough to kind of stretch out the connective tissue, nothing too extreme. And then one more time, we make the circles, we change directions, we massage the muscle at the base of the thumb. And then we gently pull on it. Shake that left hand out. Let it relax back down. Straighten your spine. And turn to the left and see if you gained any additional movement. Come back to the center. Roll your shoulders back. And I'd like you to put your right hand on the floor by your right hip. Slide it out just a little, not a lot. It doesn't have to be a lot. And then let your head drop to the right. So again, that's that way for you guys. Let your head drop to the right, but don't hunch and squinch into the shoulder. You want the head hanging in space. Then what I'd like you to do is take your left arm and reach it down like you're trying to put your fingertips on the mat. You can do that, but I want you to reach beyond, a little beyond where you could actually touch. So what you should feel is that your left shoulder blade drops. And if your neck is truly relaxed to the right, you should be feeling a stretch in this whole left side of the neck shoulder complex. You're welcome to play with moving the head around, but try and really reach that left arm down, let the head hang, and we're going to take a few breaths here. And then we're just going to turn this into a side bend. So you're going to keep yourself over to the right. As you exhale, I want you to bring your left arm in front of you and up and over to create space in that left shoulder. And then if you want to, you can either slide the right hand farther out or bend the elbow. Keep that left glute connected and get that nice deep side stretch. A couple of deep breaths into your left rib cage. And then we're going to turn this into a twist. I want you to take your left hand all the way around behind you. Right hand on your left knee. Lift up through the crown of the head. And then I want you to exhale. Look over your left shoulder. Inhale, just turn your head and look over your right shoulder. Exhale, turn and look over the left shoulder again. Maybe twist a little deeper. Inhale, just turn your head, look over your right shoulder. Exhale, turn and look over the left. One more time. Inhale, your head turns to the right. Exhale, your head turns to the left, and we're going to stay here for 2 more breaths. And then from here, just let the left hand that's behind you slide around so that it's out beside you to the left. You can move it out a comfortable amount. Let your head hang to the left, but your ear is not touching your shoulder. So you keep that left shoulder down the back. Right arm is going to reach kind of like you're trying to put your fingertips on the mat, but you want to reach just beyond where you can touch so that that right shoulder blade is dropped. So now you should be feeling quite a stretch on the right side of the neck and right shoulder. Then we're going to turn this into a side bend, but I don't want you to reach the arm up and overhead. I want you to bring your right arm in front of you and overhead so that you can maintain space at the shoulder. And then either slide the left arm out a little bit or just bend your left elbow to get into that nice deep side bend, opening up the right rib cage. We're going to come up and bring this right hand all the way around behind us. Left hand on the right knee. Lift up through the crown of the head. As you exhale, twist and look over your right shoulder. And now we'll begin those head rotations. So inhale, turn your head to the left. Exhale, turn your head to the right. Maybe twist a little deeper. Inhale, head to the left. Exhale, turn your head to the right again. And one more time, inhale, head to the left. Exhale, head to the right, and hold it for 2 more breaths. Go ahead and come back around to center. Roll your shoulders back a couple of times. Good. And then come on to hands and knees. So just some nice cat-cow stretches to begin with. Inhaling to arch, exhaling to round. Be mindful of head and shoulders here. So as you inhale and arch, the ears are away from the shoulders, and as you exhale to round, your neck is totally relaxed and just hanging. We'll do this one more time. Inhale to arch, exhale to round. And then if you're able to do a traditional child's pose, I would ask you to do that. You can think of it as a warm-up for what will be coming in a little bit. Let your knees and your feet be pretty close together. Buns sink back towards the heels. If you can, forehead down. You're always welcome to put your forehead on a block if your knees don't like this much flexion. But then the hands are going to rest palms up by the feet, and I want you to relax your shoulders. Breathe really deep into the space between your shoulder blades. And then we're going to go ahead and scoot onto our stomachs for Sphinx. And we'll definitely traction the spine, but we're going to pay really close attention to the shoulders. So frequently, I watch people get into Sphinx and they like just let their head hang, or they scrunch their neck into their shoulders. We're going to pay particular attention to our shoulders before retraction. So what I'd like you to do is push your elbows and or forearms into the mat and lift up out of that. Try and get your ears as far away from your shoulders as you can. Pull the shoulder blades down the back, then pull forward with your forearms. So you still want to keep your glutes relaxed like usual, but really focus on what's going on up here in the shoulders. And then we're moving into downward facing dog, but as you saw in our little thumb magic thing, there's a real connection between your hands and your shoulders. And that's why when we move into down dog, you spread your fingers, you flatten out your palms, particularly between the base of the index finger and thumb. Then you press your hips up and back. Please feel free to pedal the feet a little bit here and ease into your downward facing dog, but be mindful of that little webbing between your index finger and thumb and really press it into the mat. That helps keep space and stability at the shoulder joint. Take a couple more breaths in your down dog. And then we'll walk our feet forward. Keep the knees bent. Hang in ragdoll. Make absolutely sure your neck is relaxed. So your head should just be hanging off the end of your spine like a nice ripe piece of fruit. Take one more breath. And then on your next inhale, come all the way up. Reach the arms up and overhead, stretch up. And as you exhale, bring your palms together in front of your heart. Pause for a moment, and as you feel the soles of your feet connecting downward, let the crown of the head rise upward and make sure your shoulders are relaxed. And then we'll inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale and look up halfway. And then exhale back down. We're going to step back with the left leg. Hold your lunge for a moment. Drop your left knee down. And we're going to go ahead and come up and interlace the fingers behind the back. So before you do anything very active with the arms, go ahead and tilt your pelvis back and let the hips move forward. Begin to feel sensation in the front of the left hip. And then I'd like you to really squeeze the shoulder blades together. Now you have two places that you can go with this, and it'll depend on you which one you prefer. One is to really pull the shoulder blades down the back, which means those hands are kind of sliding down the back of the left thigh. Or you might want to raise the arms away from your backside a little bit and feel more across the front of the shoulders. You decide what feels best. 2 more breaths here. And then we'll bring the hands down on either side of the right foot. Let's go ahead and extend the right leg. Flex the ankle and toes. Once you get that sensation in the back of the right thigh, make sure your shoulders are down the back. Let's bring right knee back to meet left knee. Give yourself a little tail wag. And then I'd like you to just stay on all fours. We're going to do this little bit of a scapular push-up, which is not strenuous. It's just kind of waking up the shoulders. So you're going to push very strongly into the mat so you feel your upper back kind of puff up or broaden. Arms stay straight. Exhale, let the chest sink. Inhale, push the floor away. Exhale, let it come back down. One more time. It's a small movement. It's basically engaging serratus and disengaging serratus. Excellent. From here, what I'd like you to do is go ahead and take one quick child's pose. And then we're going to scoot forward onto our stomachs. We're going to do a slightly different version of a cobra. This is all therapeutic. It's actually Gary Krasow, therapeutic yoga for neck and shoulders. So when you do a really traditional cobra, your feet are together and your heels can kind of be close together. This is a tiny movement without really using the hands when it's traditional. It's just upper back, but this will give us the opportunity to play with our shoulders. So here's what we're going to do. Hands are kind of where the forehead would be. And you can rest your forehead on your crossed hands. So here's what I want you to do. As you inhale, raise your torso up. Raise your left hand to your forehead. As you exhale, bring that left hand down by your shoulder and put your forehead on the ground. Inhale, raise your chest. Exhale, bring that left arm all the way back around, hand to your forehead. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, raise your chest up. Exhale, bring your right hand to your forehead, kind of like, oh, poor me. As you exhale, you're going to bring that hand all the way down so that your hand is by your shoulder. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, bring that right arm back up and around, hand to forehead. Exhale, put everything down. Move your hands out to the side, turn the toes under, make sure you spread your fingers, downward facing dog. From this downward facing dog, we'll step the left foot forward. Drop your right knee down and come up. Fingers interlaced behind the back. It's just like we did on the first side. Tilt your pelvis and go ahead and move the hips forward to find that sensation on the front of the right hip, right thigh. And then you decide. Either way, the shoulder blades are squeezed together. So they're either going to pull down the back by sliding the hands slightly down the back of the right thigh, or you're going to keep shoulder blades squeezed together for stability and raise the arms so that you get more of a stretch across the front. You decide which one feels best for you. And then we bring hands on either side of the left foot, fully extend the left leg, flex the ankle and toes, get that sensation on that left thigh, and then make sure the shoulders are away from the ears. Bend your left knee, step forward to a standing forward bend. Inhale and reach the arms up. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. So grab your block. And the first thing we're going to do is bring it to the widest width in front of us. I put mine up against my torso because you want to get your elbows on the sides of the block. And then what you're going to do is raise your arms so that your upper arm is parallel to the floor. So you got 90 degrees at the elbows, 90 degrees at the shoulders. You squeeze your block and then you separate your wrists as much as you can. So the idea is squeeze the block, push it forward, move the wrists away from each other. Release, roll your shoulders back a couple of times, just kind of waking up certain muscle groups. Then you're going to put your hands, the palms of the hands, open palm if you can, on the outside edges of your block. And again, you're at about 90 degrees. So this is kind of like those kneeling scapular push-ups that we did. We keep our arms totally straight. We push the block forward and we pull it back. Push it forward, pull it back. Keep the arms straight, push it forward, pull it back. Do that 2 more times. Push it forward, pull it back. Last one. Push it forward, pull it back. Release, roll your shoulders back. So here's the fun thing. We're going to do that and turn it into a balance. Woo! This is actually the only truly challenging thing that you should do today, I believe. So open palms on your block. Put it in front of you, just like we've been doing. Squeeze the block, push it forward. Shift your weight to your right foot, and as much as you comfortably can, you begin to extend your left leg out behind you, coming into a warrior 3 variation. Come back up, release, roll your shoulders back a couple of times. Open palms on the block. Bring it up in front of you, squeeze the block, push it forward, and then shift your weight to your left foot and extend right leg behind you. Come on up from there and release. Roll your shoulders back. You can put your block down. We'll use it again in a moment. Feet together. Palms together. Inhale, reach the arms up, and as you exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up halfway and lengthen. And then exhale back down. So you're going to move back onto your hands and knees. And earlier I said your traditional child's pose was kind of a warm-up for a therapeutic version of Thunderbolt. So here's what I'd like you to do as much as you can. Buns to heels, forehead down. Again, if your knees don't like a lot of a bend, put a block in front of you and your forehead can be on the block. This time though, we're going to bring the backs of the hands to the small of the back or your sacrum. So in other words, your palms are facing up towards the ceiling. And then here's what we're going to do. As we inhale, come up to kneeling. Raise your left arm up, up, up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring it back to the small of the back, palm facing up as you return to the floor. Inhale, right arm reaches up as you rise up to kneeling. Exhale, bring it back down, forehead to the floor. We're going to do that 2 more times on each side. So as you inhale, that left arm comes around and reaches up and back. Exhale, back of the hand to the sacrum, forehead to the mat. Inhale, reach that right arm around and up. Coming back up to kneeling. Exhaling, buns to heels, forehead down. One more time on each side. Inhale, rise up, come to kneeling, raise your left arm up. Exhale, return to the forehead to the floor, left hand to the back. Inhale, rise up, bring that right hand up. Exhale, fold forward, take 2 breaths here. And then scoot forward onto your stomach. And now we'll do just a slightly harder version of that cobra move. It's not that much harder. We're just taking out the hands under the forehead. So I'd like you to have your hands under your shoulders. Feet are together. Just let your forehead rest on the mat for a moment. Same movement that we did earlier, except we cut it a little bit short. So here's the deal. As we inhale, we raise the chest and bring the left arm around, hand to the forehead. Exhale, lower the chest, left hand back down. Inhale, raise the chest, right arm up, hand to forehead. Exhale, lower back down. It's a very small movement, just the chest is lifting. Inhale, left arm up, hand to forehead. Exhale, left arm down. Inhale, right arm up, hand to forehead. Exhale, everything back down. One more time on each side. So as you're inhaling, you're lifting your chest, bringing the back of the left hand to the forehead. Exhaling, bringing everything back down, forehead to the mat. Last time, inhaling, lifting the chest. Right hand reaches around, hand to forehead. Right hand back down, forehead to the mat. Take a breath. While you're here, if you're able, turn your head to the right, rest on your left cheek, bring your left hand down by your side, palm up. Left hand comes back under the shoulder. If you can, turn your head to the right. Reach the right arm down by your side. Sorry, turn your head to the left. You should be on your right cheek. Your right hand is extended down by your side. Come back to the center, turn your toes under, downward facing dog. Press those hips back, lengthen, spread your fingers, really press through the base of the index finger and the thumb. Drop to your knees again. Very traditional threading the needle. Take your right arm underneath you. Rest on that right shoulder. Make sure you have a lot of space between your shoulder and your neck. And then gently press with that left arm, creating some space behind the right shoulder. Come on out of that. Left arm underneath. Make sure you have space between your neck and your left shoulder. Press and roll with that right hand. And then coming out of that, downward facing dog again. Tailbone up and back. Walk your feet forward, standing forward bend. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. Turn sideways on your mat. Take a nice wide step out. I want you to rotate your left foot in and your right foot out. Find warrior two. Once you do, flip the palms up, feel your shoulders relax a little bit, and then flip your palms back down and reach through the fingertips. And then we're just going to take the right forearm onto the right thigh. When you get there, push against your thigh so you have space between right shoulder and right ear. And then relax your neck. Reach the left arm down a little bit and straight back towards that left foot. So again, left shoulder blade is dropping. You should be feeling this left side of the neck, left shoulder. Come all the way up, straighten your right leg, roll your shoulders back. Rotate your right foot in and your left foot out. Bend your left knee. Find warrior two. Flip your palms up, feel your shoulders relax. Flip your palms back down, reach out to the sides. Take left forearm to left thigh. Don't sink your neck into that shoulder, push away. Push into your thigh so that you have space between your ear and your shoulder, and then relax your neck. Your right arm is gonna reach down a little bit and kind of back towards that right foot. If your neck is truly relaxed, you're feeling this stretch on the right side of the neck and shoulder. Come on back up from that. Straighten your left leg, rotate the foot in so your feet are pointing directly forward. Roll your shoulders back a couple of times. Interlace your fingers behind your back. We've already done this in our warm-up. If you can, keep your legs straight, but if not, it's okay to bend the knees a little bit. We're gonna hinge at the hips. Relax the neck completely. And this time we do wanna reach the arms kind of up towards the ceiling. Those of you with great range of motion and flexible shoulders might be reaching your arms up and over your head towards the floor. Take a couple of breaths. Now you're going to keep hanging, but release your arms. I want you to interlace your fingers behind your neck and make sure it's your neck and not your head. And then try and get your elbows to move towards each other underneath your chin, and then simply relax. So the weight of the arms is tractioning the neck. On your next inhale, you can just bring your hands to your thighs, bend the knees a little bit, help push yourself up. Let your head be the last thing that comes up. Roll your shoulders back, step your feet back together. Good. And then back up at the front of the mat with your feet together and your palms together. Take a big inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold all the way forward. Fingertips down, relax your neck. Inhale, look up and lengthen. And exhale back down. Step back onto your hands and knees. Give yourself a little tail wag. And then we're gonna just go into one more pose before we get into our seated stuff, but it's a combination pose. You're familiar with both of them. Maybe you've been with me when we've linked them together, but it will involve a little bit of core strength. My recommendation and suggestion though is that you keep your neck relaxed throughout this movement. So we're gonna go from a modified side plank to a locked gate. And here we go, we're gonna kick the right foot, just the foot out so that we've got a kickstand. Extend that left leg with the foot flat. Keep your neck relaxed here if you can. Take your left hand to the ceiling. Maybe roll the chest open. And then if you've got the core strength to do it, we're just gonna rise up, bringing left hand to left thigh, taking that right arm all the way up and over for a nice deep side stretch on the right. Keep your right shoulder away from your ear. Let's reverse it, go back into our modified side plank, right hand to the ground, left hand to the ceiling, roll open. Left hand and left knee down. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So just your left foot kicks out, just the foot, you've got a kickstand, modified side plank. Right leg is straight with your right foot flat. We take the right hand to the ceiling and we roll open and we try and keep our neck relaxed and keep space between the left ear and the left shoulder. And then if you've got enough core strength, you're just gonna rise up. Bring your right hand to your right thigh, left arm up and over, but you're keeping space between left ear and left shoulder, stretching out that left side. And then we reverse it. Take that left hand back down to the mat, left hand to the ceiling, roll open. And then bring right hand and right knee back down.
Give yourself a tail wag. If you can, do one more traditional child's pose for me. Backside to heels, forehead down. Let your hands be back by your feet and then relax the shoulders. So what this does is creates a lot of space between the shoulder blades. Now we're going to scoot forward into Sphinx. And now we want the shoulder blades to kind of pin together a little bit and pull down the back as we're pulling our chest forward. So we don't want the ears and the shoulders to be together. We want them separated. And then spread your fingers nice and wide and push into your final downward facing dog. Really notice that when you're focused and pressing the base of the index finger and thumb into the mat, and then you reach the tailbone back, that your shoulders stay broad and stable. Walk your feet forward. Have a seat in Dandasana, staff pose. Legs fully extended. Find your sit bones and just take a moment. Check in, of course, with your neck and shoulders. Check in with the rest of your body. Notice if your breathing is still even. Notice thought patterns, emotions, and energy. Maybe even revisit your intention. And then we're just going to do a seated forward bend. And I'm going to leave it up to you today if you want to extend forward and have gaze and chest forward, or if you want to round forward. Either one is fine. My only request is that you keep your shoulders far, far away from your ears. And then we're going to come on up from that, roll the shoulders back, and then grab your block. So we're going to do that nice upper chest opener. We'll just be doing one position today. Depends upon your back, and also probably depends upon your neck and how many blocks you have. So if you have a happy back and you either have a second block or a pillow or something for your head, you might want to try mid-level today. And if not, then go flat. So here's what we're going to do. The block is running parallel to the long sides of the mat. So this is the one where the block is up the length of your spine. You guys are used to me by now. You know that I require you to keep your knees bent. I like to get my block and make sure that the bottom of it is at the bottom of my rib cage and lean back on it. And then simply recline. Now, for those of you that have neck issues, but you don't have a second block, or you might even want to try this because it feels different, please feel free to interlace your fingers and put your hands behind your head and cradle the head and just recline back as much as you can. If you let your elbows open out, you'll get an amazing chest stretch here. Now, for those of you that have more flexibility or you've got a block for behind your head, you can release the arms out to the side and find a comfortable angle for them and simply breathe. Please keep your feet flat and your knees bent. This should be comfortable. Your block should be between your shoulder blades, regardless of what level you've chosen to put it at. Your chest should be feeling a stretch. And the reason that we do that is when we stretch out the smaller chest muscles, the trapezius muscles, which are those spaces between the neck and the shoulders that often get tight, those actually release. 2 more breaths here. Now, please do not sit up to get off your block. You're just going to roll off to one side. You can kind of push your block out of the way.
Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice little side to side rock. And then from here, we're going to use the block underneath our head for that neck tractioning move. So you definitely want your block at the flattest level. You're going to put it underneath your head like a pillow. And then I want you to just kind of sense the angle of your face. You don't want your chin in your chest. You don't want it pointing at the ceiling. You want to try and get your face parallel to the floor. Then extend your legs straight out onto the floor and roll your knees and thighs in towards each other. So it's not just the toes, but the knees and the thighs roll in. Your hands are going to reach straight up towards the ceiling. Then I want you to push really hard with the back of your head until you feel your rib cage lift. So you're trying to get your shoulder blades off the floor. Your bum is down. Your thighs are rolled in. The back of the head is pressing into the block and you're lifting your rib cage. Take 2 more breaths here. Lower down, relax your arms, relax your legs. Take a breath. We're going to do it one more time. So again, the face is parallel to the floor. The thighs roll inward. The hands reach up and we push with the back of the head to lift the rib cage up. And lower down. Take your block out from under your head, set it off to the side, hug your knees in, rock side to side for a moment. And then we're going to put the feet down into position for bridge pose. Feet are flat, but we're going to use the block to support our hips today. So you can either go flat level if that's more comfortable for you, or you're welcome to go mid-level, but have the block across your pelvis, not up and down the length of the spine. So it's going to be across the pelvis or underneath the pelvis, across your mat. Lift your hips. Find that perfect spot where your spine feels really neutral. And then what we're going to do is add in a little bit of arm stuff. So most of us should be able to reach the block. You can either hold on to the sides of the block, or if you're higher than that, you can even interlace your fingers. But I want you to feel how you have the capacity to kind of fold your shoulder blades together or fold them up underneath you. I sometimes like to think of it like folding your wings. So your arms, you're actually resting on the back of the arms. Take 2 more breaths here. And then if you're on mid-level, drop your block to the lowest level. If you're already on the lowest level, adjust your hips if you need to. Unfold your wings. Get some space between your shoulder blades. Just relax the arms and allow your legs to float up. So just a few breaths in this nice restorative pose. While you're here, just double check. Make sure that your ears and shoulders are away from each other. Just let the legs float. And then we're going to slowly bring the legs back down. Put the feet on the floor. Lift your hips up, take your block out from underneath you, and just hug your knees and rock side to side. Take your block and put it at the skinniest level between your knees. Drop both knees over to the right. I want you to let your left arm open out to the left. Turn your head to the left. And then keeping everything like it is, find the right angle for your left arm and all of that. Then as you inhale, turn your head to the right. And as you exhale, turn it back to the left. Inhale, head to the right. Exhale, turn your head to the left. One more time. Inhale, head to the right. Exhale, head to the left. And leave it there if you can. We'll take a few more breaths. On your next inhale, you can just bring your legs back up. As you exhale, drop both knees to the left. Let your right arm open out to the right. Let your head turn to the right. Find the correct angle for your right arm. And then as you inhale, turn your head to the left. And exhale, turn your head to the right. Inhale, head to the left. Exhale, head to the right. One more time. Inhale, head to the left. And then exhale, turn your head to the right and leave it there. On your next inhale, come on back up. Take the block out from between your knees. Put it off to the side. You are done with it. Hug your knees in, rock side to side. Grab the outside edges of your feet, wiggle around a little bit in happy baby. So just explore hamstrings and hips. All the while, of course, being mindful of neck and shoulders. And then we're going to put our feet together on the mat, nice and flat, knees together as well. Go ahead and let your arms be below your shoulders and make sure that there's space between the shoulders and ears. And then let's do that breath-centered hip roll. Exhaling both knees. Start out kind of subtly, a little bit to the right, inhaling them back up, exhaling them a little bit to the left. So resist the urge to go into full flop twist mode. Inhale the legs up. Exhale, you're welcome to take them a little farther this time if you want. Inhale them back up. Exhale, same thing on the other side. And then if you want to, next time over, you can make it a full twist, but don't feel like you have to. Sometimes the body actually responds better to the subtler movements. So you get to decide and be discerning about what's best for your body. Inhaling the knees up, exhaling them to one side, just continuing to roll with your breath. Next, time that your knees come to the center, let them drop open, soles of the feet together. Just pause for a moment, and then we'll go ahead and lengthen the low back. So as you inhale, just press your low back into the mat. Take a couple of breaths. The next time you exhale, just allow that low back curve to return. And then one more time, inhale, take it out of there, flatten your back. On your next exhale, release it, relax, extend your legs, maybe even wiggle them a little bit. Make sure that your glutes are relaxed. Lengthen your spine, create space between your shoulder blades. Lengthen your neck, create space between the ears and shoulders. Relax your jaw, create a little bit of space between your teeth. Relax your forehead. Relax the skin on the back of the head. Relax the back of the neck. Relax the space between your shoulder blades. Allow your breath to just find its own natural, easy rhythm. And then I'd like you to bring your awareness to your neck and throat. As you inhale, imagine that it gets wider or more spacious. In other words, the neck opens and expands. Think of it as expanding. As you exhale, all those muscles relax, but you create more space. In other words, whatever you breathed in that expanded, you get to keep that as you exhale and relax. And then on the next inhale, you expand even more. So the neck and the throat expand with every breath. As you breathe in, you're creating space, width, and length in the neck. As you exhale, you're relaxing all the muscles, but maintaining the space you just created. And then allow your attention to move throughout the rest of the body. Even though you've been focusing on expanding the neck and throat, the rest of the body has also relaxed, softened, and expanded in its own way. Just feel that. And slowly begin to deepen your breath and move your fingers and toes. Take a deeper breath in, spread your fingers and toes, and then exhale with a sigh. Relax them. Deeper breath in, full stretch. Just extend. And as you exhale, relax. Bend your knees. You may hug them in or just let them rest flat on the mat. And then as you're ready, roll to your right and then press up into sitting. So as you come to your seated position, let's just let the arms hang by the sides. Do a little tense and release. Inhale, squeeze the arms up. Exhale, drop them. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders up by the ears. Exhale, drop them. Once more, inhale, squeeze them up. Exhale, let them fall. Roll them back a couple of times. And then I want you to very, very slowly tilt your chin up towards the ceiling. Open your mouth really wide and clench your teeth. You should feel the skin on the front of your throat stretch. Do that 2 more times. Really wide. Clench. Again. Slowly bring the chin down, down, down. Let it keep going down until it's gently resting on your chest. So it's like you're looking down, but your spine is straight. And then a little bit of a side to side movement of the head. It's kind of like you're shaking your head no while you're looking down at your lap. While you're still looking down, I'd like you to take both hands, put them on your forehead and push your head back up. Relax the arms, roll the shoulders back. Draw tiny little circles in the air with your nose. About the size of a quarter, and then go the other way. Pretty soon, with all the currency going digitally, I'll have to find something else. And then just relax. So our breath today is just going to be a simple Ujjayi breath. But I'd like you to imagine that you are breathing in through the top of your head, down this beautiful channel, your neck, all the way to your tailbone. And then as you exhale from your tailbone all the way back up through the neck and out the top of the head. This beautiful channel is what connects our brain to the rest of our body and our body to our brain. So we're breathing through that today. Nice slow Ujjayi breath through the nose if possible. Inhaling and exhaling through the crown of the head, through the length of the spine. And then as you finish out the breath that you're on, just let your breathing return to normal. Check back in with your body. Notice how everything's feeling, particularly neck and shoulders, but everything else as well. Notice if you're still connected to your breath. Notice your thoughts, your emotions, your energy, even your intention, and then let it go without judgment. Let's bring our palms together in front of the heart, taking a moment in gratitude for this beautiful channel between our brain and the rest of the body called the neck and throat. It's what keeps our heads up. It's what allows us to see and maintain balance and do all of the cool things that we often take for granted. It's the narrowest part of our body where the spinal cord passes through, and we don't usually give it enough love. So gratitude to the neck, gratitude for this day, gratitude for this breath and this practice. One more big inhale through the nose. Big sigh. We bring our palms together in front of our foreheads, and it just reminds us to be in the moment, to stay present. We bring our palms together in front of our lips, and it reminds us to speak our truth. We bring our palms together in front of our hearts, and this reminds us to keep our hearts open, to be kind, to be compassionate, to be loving, and to make sure that we are those things towards ourselves as well. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.